Raxel thought she remembered the ancient symbol written in the sacred sand. It would have led us to the conjure doll and the silver pin.
Walls covered in sketches of water insects, jet black smoke inhalation, the stripes of a pharaoh. A sudden zoom out reveals the visual trick, losing interest in feeding for the rest of the day. The portrait is semi-nude, ghost-like, deformative, the frock coats, chambered nautilus with 90 R's, symmetrical, jagged tear with the eggshell, landing like blows from a blunt object. The vague form I was waiting for attached to the ceiling. The ditch-like roads, a blotched-out world is paling. The storm has subsided, double fold on the reapers when I held her in my arms in the regular heat. The manner of a burial, a featureless mass. In Mal Jordan, the beings that I missed, the blinding pulse sharing my shade to find wafers. The upright bass in the armored hearse, committing violent acts while asleep, buried by lines in the semicircular transept contortionist, displayed on the gibbet for weeks, so we have the sort of texture, echoing dresses swishing. Went through the wall soundlessly like lawful action, pulp heads of snakes. In the vastness, wild zooms and visible parallels mark advertisements, augmented into flanking panel compositions. The skull undergoing a tectonic shift, continental drift of cerebral fragments. I left out a shot for my serpentine matchlock, joined by suture of sea green glazed stone freezers. A fixed bayonet for the private sphere, bundles of love letters with pirated copies, long-leaded waiting flappy coattails and banners. The sides of buildings covered with slime prints. The purity of electrical pain impelled the writing ballad, found in empty snail shells and mechanized silk loom. Killed by making repeated punctures, inserting a bodkin into my eye sockets. A painter of ballet subjects, muffled and bored. Your portrait and I would share the hours up at the loft. Lead ball suspended for all practical purposes. Lead ball suspended for all practical purposes. Find the picture. Water insects, jet black smoke inhalation, the stripes of a pharaoh. A sudden zoom out reveals the visual trick, losing interest in feeding for the rest of the day.
Can release you from the cryonic suspension, colder than ice, as cold as my empty life.
Making rounds like a paper route. Want a bank account, amount of doubt lames can count. Bacon bounce on a plate of grease. Fakes chase cream, but they couldn't make cheese if they made it with the cow. I fade them out when I bake an ounce. Spray 1,000 rounds, lay them down, how you making out? Famous clowns I'm doubting, bet y'all figure you can fake him out. But all I'm thinking about's how I'm finna break him out. Take him out, razor spitting just to rake your scalps. Taste the fountain, faces all sour now. Just trying to get right, but can't sit tight when head is itching with venomous metal-legged lice. The critters invaded the city on backs of rats and mice. Packs slithering between ceilings, attracted the lights. Scratching when I'm up at night, making it hard as fuck to write. Either I find the nesting queen and kill the eggs tonight, or accept these insects that bite. Rip my skin up into shreds and stripes. Disintegrated a bathtub of hundreds of hungry bugs, and listen to the drips hitting the pipe. Just getting nice as my innards are sniped.
Now once and for all, you will all get the message.
Upon me, if not you, who was able to stand before? faceless stirs the patrons of blurred fates awaken, nameless pacing this forsaken matrix. This pain is weightless, it's not swaying a step in my decaying breath. My tread's aimless, I'm only racing my gaze, sedated, engraving opaque paintings of death. My remains ornate in nature, paper razors and phrasing veins in my dermis. The overt mercenary insurgent will flourish, emerging, cursing vermins inverted in the dirt, inert in the skirmish. Prism lurker on obsidian surface, insidious sermons only nourish your hideous observance as the earth burns in murderous currents of your pitiless occurrence. I'm only a servant of my inner immersion, blooming in mechanical orchids, consuming solar forces in orbit, absorbing enormous engorgements of aurora torrents. My inner locus is dormant, I'm not conforming to your horrid sources, always contorting the human focus. I'm storming the locust, assuming form of Asura soldiers, pouring forth like a gorgeous deluge in somber venues, pondering constantly ominous laws of this fallen continent. Sodom isn't lost, it nods as its pawns crawl to the false gods. It isn't wars but humans who cause scars, but I stay above and beyond stars, eons apart, embarking to the farthest marches of the Martian darkness. Starved in tattered garments, gathering knowledge of hallowed martyrs, laughing and barking in faceted halls of amethyst anomalies. You dance with the zombies in a circus of disturbed merchants, circling, thirsting for the purpose curse to traverse the blur of fervors indulgences. I'm a hermit, curl bursting, hurling further in inertia. Usurper stirs and curling dirges, I observe behind curtains the absurd curse the first to disperse upon our thoroughbred persons.
I'm getting blasted in the basement. Most cats are here talk like Labyrinth is the greatest. I travel past the mundane, I mastered all the basics and ascended to the heavens till I'm chatting with the ancients. They taught me lessons like on earth kids is in hell. They haven't learned yet, I had to leave the physical shell. Come to rent esoteric books, elixirs on shelves, the type to alter consciousness and teach the mission itself. It's much larger than the trick knowledge they distract you with. They want the populace to be blinded to what is happening. In comes Labyrinth, Mex who shoulder Mr. Gatling gun, blasting buildings in half then laugh it up. Students the most unique when grasping a mic. Anybody disagree is getting slashed with a knife. Who's a legend? Barber raw higher protection. I disappear before your eyes in line with the essence. Like that. I only deal with the raggedest. Stay blunted, fuck a contract. We all illest in the sight. 1-2 basement dweller heathen. Stay on that morbid shit. Most talented spitters in the orphanage. I only deal with the raggedest. Stay blunted, fuck a contract. We all illest in the sight. 1-2 basement dweller heathen. Stay on that morbid shit. Most talented spitters in the orphanage. What?
I'm letting you all know I'm selling weed on the fucking trip. Sour diesel. And it's gonna be louder. Not loud. Louder. Not loud. Louder. I'm selling weed this summer.
Wake up, man.
Watch me.
Up in the liquor spot, charge a bottle for self. Breath is hot, 20,000 gamma watt asteroid belt. Bourbon off the top of your shelves. Melt bars when I belch. Words slurring, getting proper as hell. Herb burner chief, the nerve of me. Verse murky heat, certainly Hercules. Giant spell, Smurf stern, chopped up in a garbage pail. Keep Azrael purring word to Gargamel. Gargling some garden snails. My verses hurt them, the bars always stay hard as nails. Mark 'em with the belt before they start to rebel. Fuck with me, you won't eat, you'll only starve yourself.
I smoke some weed and I'ma drink some more Hennessy.
Up in the liquor spot, charge a bottle for sale. Breath is hot, 20,000 gamma watt asteroid belt. Bourbon off the top of your shelves. Melt bars when I belch. Words slurring, getting proper as hell.
Remember that now. I'ma raise it. Don't smoke cigarettes, smoke bud. Sour diesel. Make sure it is not loud.
Up in the liquor spot, charge a bottle for sale. Breath is hot, 20,000 gamma watt asteroid belt. Bourbon off the top of your yourself. Love bars when I belch, words slurring, getting proper as hell. Put your ears right here and here what everybody's apparently tripping off. And see if you like me and believe J23's got serious gifts to offer. If they ain't on it by now, you probably want it, we got it. When you can't get your shit to bubble, how the fuck could you ever expect it to be poppin'? Kids are just figuring out now what we obviously been doing, but them vitals will never recite us as an influence. How pathetic. That must feel real motherfucking whack to never be considered authentic. That's why it seems like always so hard for them cats to give credit. I can tell you're lacking, man, that's just my opinion based off of your boys. You swear your flow's crack, but I can't really hear the bass of your voice. You dumb fucks, better saddle up and get aboard before your shit out of luck and quickly get destroyed. Spit at me, you won't get ignored. I spit on thee who thinks he's hard and stick this pencil in his gourd.
Space is a funky place where you might find monastic player base with 7 galaxies spitting rhymes with all of us in our. Open up space and see my mind. Open up time and see divine. Crosshatch gradients and coordinates, speaking of my lines in every single rhyme. Strictly building pyramids and clouds and drawing lines in the sand. I'm in the now. Most ask, but that's what's your purpose? And if you could change one thing, was it worth it? You helped me so much, every single bar you wrote, from closed tunnel to comatose. The forefathers, yeah, that click was sucking dope. And more law, he's one hell of a ghost. Hat coughing on my lungs, wondering, can I teach the young with all this blood on my tongue? Heads one, help this planet. My feet still stuck in these Jordans to the granite.
Space is a funky place. 7G knows that's where I stays. Bring it back to the sounds of the old school days. All my people shine bright like the blunts we blaze. Hey, space is a funky place. 7G knows that's where I stays. Bring it back to the sounds of the old school days. All my people shine bright like the blunts we blaze.
That's where my man, 7 Galaxy, decides to stay.
Space is a funky place. Woke up another day. The ziplock was full, so I had to blaze. Mary J, keep me peaceful in the time of pain. Time of rain, the time I was bombing the train. 2 colors outline, filling in the name. WISDM, fuck fame. I stay in my own lane, passing these lanes. Nowadays kids talk like their breath is a flame. Come on kid, I know dragons that'll eat ya. Feature, presentation in the theater. Puffin' loose leaf in ether. Peace to my master, pharaoh, a true seeker. Always keep it straight like khakis and fresh sneakers. Transport the space through sounds and twin speakers. The world needs a lot more students and less leaders. The land has become infested with mouth breathers. The world's getting weirder. Space is a funky place. 7G knows that's where I stays. Bring it back to the sounds of the old school days. All my people shine bright like the blunts we blaze. Hey, space is a funky place. 7G knows that's where I stays. Bring it back to the sounds of the old school days. All my people shine bright like the blunts we blaze.
Monsieur Desmond, let the little bird rest in peace. She is dead.
Are all the preparations made?
Listen to me. Please.
I asked you a question, Doctor.
I could no more save her life than that of the child she carried. How can I possibly save her in death?
exit holes from mummy wars, pumping his lopsided abdomen into wet soil. The pale touch me not ringed, with the waxy fringe pinned underneath the old self-service elevator. Lake Rump strangled the husband with the draped cord, pocket mirror, pell-mell, foremost moss-eating. Growing persimmon, disrupted cloth-pleated surface air. Woman spinning silk, vaporous self-sock. At the shrine entrance, claim ponderosas. Sketch for Bukite, piecemeal. Jutting lost in back to snowy farmyard. Dare say doggedly mob scene. Rolling up a blind lead. Swinging from the helm, eggs tethered to a submerged blue for lady crossing. The night plum watching, tread the boards and glossed evenings, the other side of a dark curtain. Departing from a heartbeat, roaming the corridors, cursed with faint praise. In the secret compartment, gameplay entanglement. The crypt is off limits, frightening lofty marking. Someone slashed them with the knife, sitting on their haunches. A symbol wiped from the sand, pale light calling. Came ashore in large numbers. Percussion pictures, chlorine ballrooms, stand astern. Sparse pheno presented me from hearing your voice again. The fog deepens, Arcanegel scaled smeared into tidal zones. The room filled with exotic cages. A backward glance, steeping myself in with threads that form a noose. Accumulated waste hardening to form teardrops, hanging motionless in nearby webbing. Broken cords that wrap around a disembodied brain. One can instantly get a sense of the debris. Someone yawning far away, fruity bodies of slime mold falling, many eyes partially buried in rock clefts.
Nihilist, futuristic artillery and strange tech. Strategize war tactics, flabbergast train vets. My lyrics vampires suck the oxygen out of platelets, so it's no surprise when you see them flying over days' heads. Scrims and lakes, like when the pagans met the pillmen. I'm a zealot setting fire to the lying tongues of statesmen. Their dynasties crumbling in the hands of double agents. I walk in the shadow of the raven, my deranged pet. Chasing the sun, killing time, enduring the same test. Stage sets to break bread, knuckle up and make dents. Carmine thoughts command the intellect, and blood sprays red while scribes trance as they transcribe sermons off a tape deck. Scholars of containment deciphered what the writing on the page meant. In the westernlands, dying just to pay rent. Tip of the blade is where my plague nests, and I'm crystal glass bound, smoking mirror lights, reflecting how the day went.
Check all systems, secure retros, maintain full power at all times.
Okay.
Yo, yo, you can't even see me. She's 7 heads with the Sanskrit lumberjack axis. See, spraying psychic AKs upon heats fully faith-filled. Synaptic brain cavities spills atomic phosphoric monstrous compounds. Got clogged naughties through your astral bodies blocked. Yo, we on Andromeda plots. Galactic Ruger shots, too many useless fools. The gods trod infantry, feet stomp, walking this earth as it spins to revolutions. One within, one without. The union ruled by lunatics, no doubt. Sniffing fumes readily, they fed methamphetamines, relying on lies. Defy this, find me with my trident. Shiva gaze, flames blaze from the eyes, frying these mice, trying to steal styles. Wire splice jacket, that's not happening. Watch the verbal shrapnel, turn a tank blast, nerve gas, smack with a Cassius fist, yo. From the telepathic masters, G7 Beach.
Remember the general's orders. How can I forget? Stay in touch at all times, huh?
Hey, okay.
Novella author, prostitute, dungeon whorekeeper, big doctor, witchcraft, cult leader, the mark of the beast, switch you in your dreams, sinister, gruesome, nefarious fiend, with the intention of leaving deceased, blunt Challenging you with a battle axe. In the background you could be laughing, coughing with flames. Continue to irradiate it and start the day of my brain. Sacrifice your heart to a higher force. Stab a skull with inside my heart. Funeral, steal your fucking soul. King Corso Squadron, the armed marksman. Pardon my language, fuck ya. Clicking your heart for those that are saying shit. Yo, I just got started.
I know how much you loved her.
Loved her, Rexel. I love her.
It's always hard to accept the finality of death.
I do not accept it.
A Hindu sword cabinet.
Yo, what it is, kid? Times of trouble, some puddles of water rain down like blood from jugulars and aortas. Aorta fixes mental disorder, pictures distorted, rip scriptures with lizards, run sprints with a tortoise. Edward Scissor, a picture of normal. Your parables are terrible, pterodactyl flow, lyrics uncomparable. Electric therapy, breakfast at hooligan mansion, stereo, blast concertos, reverse killer smash bowls, golden gram cereal, with pen and tablets in Sanskrit. After landing backflips and handstands of Sanskrit, rapper sinks to the bottom of the Atlantic, faster than Titanic. Mike Fanatic, a martyr. Dick Van Dyke and your daughter. Vincent Price, cut the lights for the slaughter. Chainsaw massacre your veins. Hannibal Lecter your face with a fork broke off in your forehead. All souls metamorph into prehistoric dope flows. Dinosaurs ate their own legs. So I don't know if the whole globe is enough motivation to not kill our own kids. The future looks a lot like the Stone Age mixed with Druid to build Stonehenge. Lyrics devastate most heads, penetrate most legs. Retire from game, maybe you'll get more sales.
Powered by a blown engine. I barely creep through a stairwell of creeps. Terror seraphim, hairpin trigger squeeze, make the barrel speak. Terror sheep in book of prayers to preach various heresy. Carrots to leap on chair wings and paracletes, the rarest breed. High air speeds of Pharisees buried me very deep. Scary dreams, early wheels on a black baby carriage creek. Parakeets don't dare speak out their beaks in a dreary breeze. Heartbeat cease, your parents scream, where is she? Coronal fluid flow, coagulate, blood curdle, neural labyrinth, demented dust inside my tablet. My soul is savages, madness to trap my mind. Demons ravage it, final omen, moments we out of time. Counterclockwise movement, proving I'm penalized. See the sorrow in eyes, chastise, innocence dies. Finish your bleach and greetings with dirty rhymes. I'm 30 times the average hate in a human spine. Foolish and foolish with a Ruben eye. Make sure no one survived. Mathematics of Mayan times. Satellites for science, a brutal life. Battered wife grabbed a butcher knife and stabbed him twice. This was my influence as a younger child. Locked in it now, dead father, why bother? I kill you with styles.
7 seconds after detonation, exposure to radiation. Catch the fallout from the trade winds. Station where the waste is moving, it's moved through sewer systems sedated. My brain can't be washed, my mind's a virus inside. Contamination, flaming molotovs tossed upon your tenement. Deep beneath the sediment, we spread disease and pestilence.
My assistant is in the basket that I have pierced with salt. Now she will come out unharmed. Ruler, materialize. Now I draw out the sword. Perhaps you'd like to get into the basket. If you think it's a trick, surely you wouldn't be afraid to try it.
My mission, tyrant, tyrannical, mechanical clockworks, life beyond dimension, introverted when life hurts, night looks, the silence of the street, feel my heartbeat deep, like a heat, cryogenic when I start to sleep, bleed ink through fingertip, my canvas lit, dark noir, through phantom spit, my words are writ, harmonic riff, played on chasms, clip the plate and shift, reverb the astral lift, love hoods like Nazareth. But burns and heals like Queen Cannabis. Hazardous to those who pray to the establishment. I wonder where the talent went. Asked the talisman, didn't answer, then I asked again. Said he's on lunch, go ask a friend. Some people got no time to lend unless it benefits them to the bitter end. Beatbox to shadow him, poisonous scorpion sting, ring forged of angel wings, sing when daggers swing, battling myself in tones tapestry. Fuck your majesty, rather build with the casualties. Sonar alchemy, mix zones and alpha beam, seeds of ancient trees, lung-filled forestry. At the harvest moon, harvest the poetry openly. Set aside your anger and focus beat. It's not with the state of mind, the energy. Locked in a cage by yourself when you have the key. Open your mind and let it free, and don't forget to breathe. The seasons changing symphony, infinite indiscrepancies. Original in print, mint condition, my soul glisten, and spirits listen. I set aside my inhibitions, my mission to create art and stay chillin'. Pay bills, love the fam, inspire children. My mission to create music and stay grooving. Be grateful for what you have until you lose it. Conclusion, my mission, my mission, my mission, my mission,
Выйдем под ночное небо и посмотрим мерцание бесчисленных миров. К этому творчеству ведет вас Владыка. Нужно готовиться быть сотворцами. Нужно сохранить и умножить зерна сознания, ибо весь мир держится мощью сознания. Можно готовиться перейти все мосты при огненном сознании, которое трепещет пульсом космоса, которое знает истину народов. Можно приложить все священные силы сердца, чтобы, поправ смерть, сделаться сотворцами пламенных логосов. Так новая ступень, именно ступень сотрудничества с космосом, дает человечеству качество новое – стать сознательно космическими сотрудниками. Но назначение человека на планете мало понимается. Человечество так слепо устремлено к своему горизонту, что не может прозреть свое космическое назначение. Мало кто стремится стать вселенским гражданином. Много забот требует звания это, и наблюдательности, и зоркости, и прежде всего неукротимого устремления. Космичность бытия, казалось бы, простая мысль, но сколько упорного и последовательного усилия нужно применить, чтобы это сделать прекрасным. Стать гражданином космоса значит стать сознательным космическим сотрудником. Это значит быть в состоянии общаться с мирами высшими и мирами дальними. Также приобрести эти космические способности. Чтобы стать вселенским гражданином, надо развить человеческий аппарат, обрести психическую энергию, достичь космического сознания, научиться мыслить, воспитать сердце, стать героем.
What invulnerable motion, cloud burst, legalized murder provoke. To contract at the maxilla of an indigo puff out of a rope. Torn from the branch, maladjusted after the initial cut. Shooting straight up from a very controlled orbit path. Panorama of life sparks, march to order, rotting raw. Fancy mindset, bodies out of the ramparts. Late one autumn evening, bodies left in the wilderness. Ammo starboards, colored film like layers of women left unburied. Skin gentles, billowing mirrors, well into brilliant light. Remote viewing, mechanical cutting, consider before frowning. I steadfastly insist on the purity of my seance. Scoured and pitted thousands of supplies, no pardons granted. Periodic surveillance and choke points, and judgment burning. Walls canal bed lining, hydrogen abrasions, blackboard with lines. Dormant arrangements, expected reactions of a terrible wind.
Golden eye, James Bond, potion wise, waving wands, katanas, kasurigamas, mountains, Sri Lanka, Kashganga, Naga, Nanda, Shivarisha, sees through you ghouls, fools, wipe your drool. Attacking fascists with bats, lunar bashes, gas clap, air on black tactics in Mortal Kombat, smacking ghost midnight, peace pipe smoke, spike tomahawks, body chalk, sidewalk, skywalk, stars of death, kept encrypted mystic god body, sound Pilates, karate, sonic philosophy, ideologies, visual, watch this pistol, chrome incision, envision this, 6 crystals, 6 skulls blown in disco, levitating, mystical Cali spinach, Bristol and discourse delivered by the minister. Focus on sinister. In minutes, hone the global time zone moment. Folding the domes over polar nomenclature. Ice cold smoking mics. Roman spaceships, shape ship types. Hemoglobin goblins, galactic plate ship. Make shift, make this quake split. As the angel gates lift. Yo, G7 reshift, RSI. Yo.
What we're attempting to remove is embedded in the cerebrum. There it is. Another brainwave pattern.
Another brain, Mr. Mallard. An alien brain.
There are 2 brains in the lieutenant's head now.
Until the people from the Cryonic Society arrive to replace the dry ice, there's nothing else we can do to preserve your wife.
If you have any doubt, Keto and I will run the channel tonight, despite the weather. But say so now, Doctor, now!
Mr. Desmond, please! Has the devil taken your soul?
The mind is a labyrinth, ladies and gentlemen, a puzzle. And while the paths of the brain are plainly visible, its ways deceptively apparent, its destinations are unknown.
I'm the master of insanity, madness inhabiting, listen to my cannon speak. The language is misanthropy, the moon was dancing on a canopy. Crows croon, sharpened eyes, spotted blasphemy. Darkness replaced light gradually. Troops stuck in a dragon's teeth, satin covered canyons peak while companions seek through different degrees. Angels hanging from odd angles, dangling their strategy. At the end, the tiger's tangled, strangling humanity. Fuck y'all. You can find me in a dark room perfecting my hypnosis spells. My liver's soaked in hell, I'm approaching hells. Doors are closing, commotion wells in the ocean where souls of the broken dwell. A golden token, open the veil. Hemoglobin, psychotropic potion shells. A ghost flowing, he's holding the holy grail. Slowly, a disguised cyber optic trail caused the synopsis of logic. God draw me in a constant hell. Isn't it obvious? And obvious.
Terrible path, my edible math is food for thought. Your corpse lost its credit or cash. Medical stash, find your head, reattaching your ass. I'm talk shit like a bubbling bath. I torch edits and laugh. The force of my sevens was stabbed. The harder to go, no joke, while the peasants go. You know that? My throwback is a message of mass. Of course, the seconds in the hourglass I go fast. Cause life is a joke and I second to last. Speaking in third person, the first weapons I blast is in the fourth dimension. Step in the progression of past. The future of wrath is the lesson I slash. Rocking the cloak while I float in the lab. I blast smoke while I'm sketching the pad. My obsession is bad. I feel good holding your throat while I question your acts. I'm an angel and heaven is packed. So my legion is stretching the map. For a season when heathens attack, you need more firepower, demons and bats. When I clap, it's a confession of crack. A real rap legend in black. I got the rock and the rap. When I boil, your whole topper gets smashed. And I'm the lawnmower man for any snakes in the grass.
From the pulpit he speaks, it's not all that it seems. Crawl on your knees down a cobblestone street to get caught in the teeth of wild beasts while they feast. All Hallows Eve sound of screams shall increase. Autumn leaves fall from trees, strange alchemy has the whole fleet lost at sea, gone in a blink. The halls of kings often be robbed by thieves, fall asleep to catch 40 winks of hollow dreams. Clouds bring a storm of sleep pouring for weeks. Quarantine corpses reek bodies diseased. Closing lid of a coffin creaks more the deceased. Piled and they keep it the ossuary. These masked men are banished. Bandits on Xanax in transit to abandoned lands that no atlas has mapped yet. Camping with lanterns and lamps lit. Sanskrit tablets packed with an enchantress's cantress. Her magic makes savages vanish. You're taking chances, playing hands with these gamblers. Secret passage of the mansion in shambles, where frantic blacksmiths hammering lance tips on anvils. Emptying scabbards, stabbing bastards with badges, then ravaged damsels on a brass bed's mattress. Satchels of hatchets and axes raised glasses to lavish habits and madness everlasting. Phantoms dancing lights of which can't be imagined. Wax riffs from candles casting shadows on saplings. Acids transfixed stanzas I'm drafting. It's vast in these caverns. Hatchlings are scattering.
Bells and ringing inside the minds. A violent act, deadly scholarship injuries. Many of the most deadly secret societies have been military groups determined to get their way by murder and mayhem, but die sometime in history. Is clouded by myth and legends, as with the Japanese ninja clans of the 11th and 16th centuries. Unexplained tragedies occur in the Bermuda Triangle, a paradise of phantom, the evolution of execution, a retribution to the water pollution. The streets of ancient Rome were invaded with rival crooks, the 19th century Europe thieves, and pickpockets band together to outwit the police.
Arcanegel. Smoke catatonic, he fostered a dead style.
The cadaver that washed the saw, equipped with arms retractable, a polyp smeared with brine. I vomited 2 tentacles, copper nailed to a mortuary pole. Something like the mane of a horse, transformed into a means of ruthless action. Particular crime, freedom, frantic, cubit annihilation, mouth slash, razor laughter, the absence of eyes. Beating against the confines of mortification, liquid chasm that mingled on the slope of the void. A shroud of unwashed sheets, did so in the name of unlimited slavery. Seeking base pleasures above the water in large coils, the sometime haunts of a thicker bar which proceeded to rise.
Poverty is the specter of
Rush to the soul, the tonsils and tongs, forever at Belgrade grinning. I found you hideous, hiding in the cringe, a patient bidding. Taken with Atlas shrug, 2 jokers and Whitman's laurel quarrel on a palace rug. They owls just plug paralysis gloves. She had enough crying on the bridge, fouls the floods and nano dust.
Bullock who frightens me out of my natural ecstasy.
The cat is flying, the muzzle flash, purely by mistake of the world, but not in it. Saw it flying over me. Problematic childhoods and modest milestones. I felt the drift sailing homewards, demanding rewrites. Some sense of command as we conducted a raid. To die hanging limply while replying to a remark. Important vectors for forced labor. Axial faults highly dependent on whether breakaway spines are made of the skin. Partitions built in hollow stems, met with suspicions, began to keep detailed records of every setbacks. Handbooks were written in scores of figures in armed insurrections while we quietly take our leave. The orchard tutors that barricaded itself. We could become regents, found dead in the park. Snow white crabs assisting on hydrogen sulfide, collapsed in a highly public way. The skin grinders to make an attempt on the life of a lord so utterly wounded. Others more formal in their prose. He called again for a just peace with chewing mouth parts and cut so deep you could see the convolutions of the brain. Writing out spells to bless the silkworms. Walk slowly back toward the stillbirth of feudal dependence and take vein flies by the windmill to circulate
fate is a cloud of sexless hydrogen.
Manner of my passing, the precautions of destroying the eggs that hatched that filled our stomach with snakes. Serpents lay coiled against the dome of ice. It seems to apply, need to stay polyembryonic, ravaging the countryside. Extravagantly lighted attraction, the devil will vibe with drugs. Vapor tubes flicker, he delivered the lecture out of it. Chief product.
Cocksucker and Moloch.
A music to caution. The masterpiece now in possession of the head family's automatic responses involved in the invention process. Went on to complete the conquest, devoid of all goodness. The final city to fall. I abandoned myself into conditions of dragonflies consuming their prey while still in flight. An instruction in making telescopes fled down the door and out the gate. The crate of equipment left to me, torn open as they emerged, and I supped with departed friends. There I was, weeping and wailing, bayoneted to the 95th meridian, cross-examined by 900 dead horses. Obeyed, dare I say tallow, that's a clotted pictograph of grayscale courtships of skin rot, fierce, thinning a skull of skulls pierced and loomed together like a dream, bursting hardcore. It hurts in good time, limbs wired to defense. I loved you in death's pardon. Rope or ropes looped, all is quiet enough, exterminated and hacked apart, mocked and fancy, drained of all still.
We have felt a continuing amplification of energy. When is the sudden profound energy arriving that is the transition to ones who are already in transition? Was however not suddenly.
I know the pain, the sorrow. I loved her too.
Raxel, with every resource at my command, for the rest of my days, I will bring my lovely Erica back.
But Mr. Desmond, the process of cryonics is not certain.
Neither is death, Doctor.